Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let's see here. Lola Love, thank you so much for being first today. There are no prizes. Hello, Lorna Williams, Lydia Washington, Iris Jones, Nancy Herlock, Fancy Fancy, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Joy Amore, Rhonda Bryant, Joyce Volz, Nancy Herlock, I think I said that already, Karen with a C, and also Anita Macbeth, Kathy Gabby, Rochelle Baldreau, Elaine Parker wants to say hi to a few people. Let's help out with that. And let's see, who else is here? Perlina Answer, thank you for being here. Okay, I'm just gonna, Teresa McDougall, hi. Teresa wants to say hi to a few people. All right, so I'm gonna scroll all the way down to the end, make sure I don't miss anything. Black Anonymous, okay, hello. Let me see here. All right, we're good. Hey, Jael. Melina, Lucia. Okay, very good. Welcome. Oh, there we go. Got my slides ready. Although I feel like I'm missing something, but seems like if there was something else I meant to do and I didn't do it, but we'll find out later. Otherwise, we are good to go. Let me see. Go to what is it? Emilia Rodriguez, Tara. Oh, Connie Balmer. Thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Speaking of which, we have hit yet another milestone here at Royal Sussex. Can you believe it? Let me see here. As a matter of fact, I was up late into the night, as per usual, working on something, and lo and behold, oh my goodness, hold on 1 second, you guys. Let me do this. Before I confuse myself. Doesn't take much, as I am a baby boomer. It does not take much for me to confuse myself. So, what am I trying to do? Okay. All right. You may have heard the echo. That means that I am. There we go. And that's what I want. Cool. Ha! Got it. All right. So, what was I saying? Something about confusing myself. All right. So there we go. Marcy Foreman, thank you so much for being here. All right. Let's get to it. Yes, there it is. Well, late last night, I saw that we were so close to 33,000 subscribers. So I just waited. I waited. I did a little work I needed to do, and I waited some more. And yes, there it is, 33,000 subscribers to Royal Sussex. Can you believe that? 33,000. Well, there's been quite a few with the coronation, of course. And for those of you that are new to Royal Sussex, thank you so much. And yeah, what could I say? I am just amazed at how far this channel has gone. And well, I don't have any words. All I can say is thank you. So with that, we got to have a little ivy to go with that. Nothing says celebration like a little ivy. Here we go. Where are you, Ivy? Here we go. Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Janelle's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I I tell you, when this channel reaches 100,000 subscribers, which if we can get Royal Sussex to 100,000 by July, you know, I bet you thought I was going to say the end of the year. No, July. I would like to see Royal Sussex 100,000 subscribers. Sorry about that. By July, I would be most appreciative. Don't know how that's going to happen, but if it can. Wait. Oh, what is that? What? Stop it, phone. Stop it. Lord. I'm sorry. I'm having runaway mobile phone. Oh, man, that scared me. But yeah, so if we can get to 100,000 by July, I would be most appreciative. So please continue to like, share, and subscribe to drive that algorithm. And speaking of subscribe, please make sure that you are subscribed. All you have to do is, I guess, use your phone or your tablet or whatever. A lot of you guys are watching on television that have not subscribed yet, or you may think you're subscribed and don't remember that you haven't. So, yeah, not if, but when. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Not if, but when. Well, I don't know what that means. My computer is telling me something, but I don't understand what the message is. Is this something I need to do? Okay, but I don't think it interrupts us, so that's not the problem. Okay. Yes, with Harry's court case. Well, you know, the thing is, the hate channels get all the views. I don't know of many Sussex friendly channels, you know, where the focus is on the Sussex Squad or the Sussexes. But, you know, like if you have like a variety of topics, that is possible. But for the Sussex friendly channels, it hasn't seemed to happen yet. I know of one person who seemed to ride the coattails of Meghan. And oddly enough, even though they had all these subscribers, they don't get that many views nowadays. They get views like a new channel. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Hello. Yes, I'm wearing my Queen Alexandra tiara. Hello. Hello. Oh, yes, I'm wearing my Queen Elizabeth brooch. Hello. Yeah, that nut job. Anyway, yes, rode the tails, rode the wind that blew off from the Sussexes' relationship and then turned against them. So, hello. Oh my God. It was like someone scratching their fingernails across the chalkboard every time I heard that. Hello. Yes, I'm wearing the Queen Alexandra tiara. Hello. Yeah. managed to quit their job and everything just so they could focus on the royal wedding. And as soon as they thought it was okay, turned like a serpent. Hello. 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 Oh, man. But I tell you, the Sussex Squad detective agency was all over it. Hello. Okay, so anyway, you guys, I want to say this. It takes a lot to do what we're doing, okay? Trust me, it takes a lot. And when you see someone has gone that extra mile, now this is days and days and days of editing. I know what days of editing looks like. And so right here, you have Duchess Royal, okay? Duchess Royal. So yesterday, I realized Duchess Royal had posted a new video, but I didn't get a chance to see it yet, right? So when I finally had an opportunity to watch, I was like, oh, this is going to be good. Let me finish fixing my dinner so I can sit down and watch it properly. And it was like watching a professionally produced, which it is very professional, like any other, should I say, professionally produced content that obviously took some skills to put together. And so, you know, when you see something like that, you just have to pass it on because it's too much work for so few views. You got what I'm saying? That's too much work for so few views. So you guys, lickety split, even if you have to come out of here and come back in, get over there and uplift that channel because she puts in so much work. And all of the videos, you could just, you know how you're looking for something where you can just sit back and enjoy it and you know, learn and laugh and such. There you go. There you go. Incredible content that deserves to be celebrated. So make sure you go over there. Oh, thank you so much, Lydia. I'm going to pin that at the top of the chat so you guys won't miss it. And go do it now. Go over there and like and subscribe and even share if you can. But it was just so well done. I am going to go back and watch it again. That's how much I enjoyed it. It was just, it's a lot of work. All of the Sussex friendly channels put in a lot of work, but this, I tell you, was exceptional. I can tell this was days and days of editing. Not to mention the fact that whatever comes out of this channel would never add up to how much work is put into it. So this is why I'm taking the time before I even get started with anything else to say, make sure you get over there and celebrate that channel. Because I wasn't even sure what I was watching at first. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, wow, now that took some skill. So there you go. And I don't know how everything was put together. And that's the real quality part of it, is you don't really know how they did it. You don't see the seams, you know, it's seamless. So that is why I'm just like, wow, this is good. Even before I got like 5 minutes into it, I'm like, oh, this is good. So, oh, thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so there you go. It is at the top of the chat. It is Duchess Royal. I was so impressed. Okay, and then here, Mental Health Awareness Month. I did not know it was Mental Health Awareness Month, but I guess it is, right? So the Sussexes, I'm looking at this group of kids, and I can't tell if it was the kids that they met with before, but they've had another meeting like this that I am aware of. And back in those days, before the vaccines and such, everyone was wearing a mask, even outside taking the photo. But here, everybody can breathe free indoor and outdoor. And I have to be very charitable to the Sussexes and say they have been so instrumental in vaccine equity so that more moments like this can happen for more people. So it just goes to show how far we have come along since those very dark days of the global pandemic to the point where we can be in mixed company and breathe free. So I still wear my mask, and I recommend other people do too, but it's just not the same risk that it was a couple of years ago. So that, of course, is progress. So, oh, thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Louise. Let me see. Oh, great. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yeah. I hate when I see people put in so much work and then it's like, where are the viewers? I just think most people don't know about the channel, but trust me, with our engagement, the channel will expand to a wider audience. And this is just the stuff that some of the non-squatty casual supporters need to see. Let me see. Baron, I enjoyed the Duchess Royal on Divine Monarch and Almighty Coronation Day ago. It was spot on. See what I mean? See what I mean? It's unanimous. Hello, Big Mama. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Monday to you. And Mystic Toxin, a little late, but I'm here. Hello, all. Thank you so much for being here, Mystic Toxin. We were just talking about the Duchess Royal channel. Make sure you go to the top of the chat and find that link and subscribe. Okay, let me see here. Judy says, oh, Judy wants to say hi to Verda and Big Mama. Okay, all right, so let's go and see some of the photos. What a handsome couple. What an absolutely handsome couple. And Meghan is still rocking her hair down, which is so cool. You know, and I think that's the real treat of it, is that so often she wears her hair up or in a bun or something like that. But a very wise person will give their hair days to relax. It's what Oprah used to do when she had a professional stylist on call at her studio day after day. And then when she would vacation, sometimes she would just do braids because she wanted to give her hair. It's what leads to healthy hair like that. So healthy hair is something that you don't see it like down and you know like that all the time. You want to give it a chance to relax. So that is a very wise person. And then when she does wear it down, bam, you got glamour. So there you go. And it's like that every place they go lately seems like it's been like a date for them. And that just goes to show how much they're still in love with each other, is that every day it seems like they're out on their first date. So okay, I'll say second date. First date, you're still kind of getting to know each other, but second date, it's just like you're so excited to be with each other. So they are like second, third, fourth, and fifth date people. Thank you, Audrey Teschner. Thank you very much. Okay, hey, nurse wife, mother says they look relaxed and happy. Oh, I'm sorry, let me do that. Aha, there you go. Thank you so much for that. Dutch Me Not. Hello, Dutch Me Not. Yeah. Well, I tell you, it really elevates the spirit when you see photos of the Sussexes like that. Oh, which, by the way, I almost forgot. I made a little video for that occasion, which, of course, I'm going to end up posting it later. You know how I do. But let me see. Where is it? Is this it? Yes. There it is.
In recognition of Mental Health Awareness Month, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, recently visited with a local youth group, HA, Santa Barbara, to learn firsthand about this generation's experiences with social media and societal pressures, and how it affects their mental well-being. The couple engaged with these amazing youth in candid conversation, working to find solutions together. During this hour-long session, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex spoke with teens ages 14, 18 about the opportunities social media can provide for connection and community, as well as the ways in which it also raises issues of insecurity, peer pressure, and potential for self-harm, among other risks. These important perspectives and experiences help us understand how mental wellness intersects with the online world, and what it means to promote digital wellness in a digital age. The Archewell Foundation has a history of engaging on these critical issues and working in partnership with youth groups, experts, and families to develop programs that support and inspire change. AWF holds a core belief that mental health is of the utmost importance and underpins all of our work. We are regularly meeting with young people, parents, and professionals to understand the challenges they may be facing while working together to drive towards long-term solutions on and offline.
Right on. I just love that little piano. Big Mama says, Bear and I said it once, I will say it twice. They can shine a 1,000,000 megawatt bulb on Kate and the entire royal family, and they still can't outshine Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. You get a bell for that. Thank you so much, Big Mama. All right. So yeah, that was what happened. And of course, just they are in their element. I love it. And the way Harry leans into the conversation when it comes to mental health, look at that. Harry is just totally leaning into it. So this is what it like. This is what it is like when the Sussexes are out and about and Sussexing all over the place. It brings cheer and understanding to all. So thank you so much, Harry and Meghan. Connie Bomber says, oh, that's for someone else. Okay. And let me see. Okay. What is that? Okay, this channel may have fewer clicks than the haters, but it's just like how the ancient alien people get more views than all the channels. They debunked it with facts. Truth matters. Thank you so much, Trash Panda. Okay. All right. So what is on that shirt? Rose. Okay. Let's try to figure out what the message on that shirt is. Can't make it out so well. Okay, so yeah, and then of course that's all the things that was in the video just now. All right, and moving on. So let's talk fashion. The sushi run, you can see that was the outfit there. Very cool, very casual, very chic. Lots of structure, very Meghan. And then over here on the right, this is from, I don't know how they figure this stuff out, but the Mental Health Awareness Month, you can see that outfit right there. I'm looking at that crystal. I'm sure that crystal has a deeper meaning to it, but Aquazera pumps, Lafayette skirt, and another tomorrow top. So that is the outfit du jour. And of course, let me say it before the haters, she's wearing her tank watch. Which one? I don't know, because there was a Princess Diana tank watch that Harry inherited. And of course, there was the tank watch that Meghan bought years ago when she first made real money, and she purchased herself one. So I think her watch that she purchased is white gold, or yeah, I think it's white gold. And the one that Harry inherited is yellow gold. So that may very well be it right there. Kind of hard to tell, but either way, what could I say? The Sussexes have worked very hard, and they deserve to have nice things. And if it's the last thing I do, they will be billionaires in their lifetime. So that way they will be able to project health and well-being and goodness and all of those other things that they do so well forever. So I want them to be billionaires by the end of this decade or sooner. Okay. And then here, Women of Vision honorees, May 16th, which is tomorrow, you guys. Do you realize that's tomorrow? You guys do realize that's tomorrow, right? That is when they're going to have the Women of Vision honorees visit the Ms. Foundation Women of Vision Awards. This is the 50th Women of Vision Award. And so Meghan, Latasha Brown, Wanda Irving, Kimberly Inez McGuire, Olivia Juliana, and of course, Rebecca Brushoff. None of those other people I even know, but they will be there. And of course, Meghan will be there. So this is going to be in Manhattan. So squaddies, do make sure you show up and show out. I could already say for sure that if it is possible for a particular squaddie to be there, I know they're going to be there. Gosh, I wish I could be there. Although the last time I went to New York to try to see Harry and Meghan, I was like, I don't know, a block away. And, but as I am part of the Sussex Squad Detective Agency, I decided to also snap some pictures of the Paps. And I tell you, those guys can produce a camera the size of a cannon. You don't know where it comes from, but all of a sudden, there's that long range lens popping out of their clothes. So, look, I guess it was a long range lens, but something pops out of their clothes and they're taking pictures. Audrey Teschner, thank you so much for the super chat. Peace, happiness, hugs, love, and respect to all. Well done, Baron. Thank you. 33,000 subscribers. 33,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? 33,000. I'm just like, wow, that was fast. All right. And of course, Harry's case is still going. Harry's not going to appear until June. At least that's when he's required to be there. They've already agreed with a timetable so that the plaintiffs do not have to sit around waiting, as these are some very high-profile figures, including Sir Elton John and David Furnish, Elizabeth Hurley, and a couple other people. So they're not expected to just sit around. So the lawyers have come together, or the barristers have come together to come up with a timetable so they will know, when they're expected to be in court. So that works out. But I love this action image of everything Harry does. Seems like he's some type of action hero. Well, he is an action hero, isn't he? What I mean, seem like he's always the Ginger Avenger. Let me see here. Lauren Brown is here. Lauren has Lauren, you just had another video the other day, right? Lauren has another video up, so make sure you guys get over to Lauren Brown to make sure you could see her new video that she put up. Okay. And of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't take a little license. I love editing photos, you guys, and I love to edit videos. And so this is not my best work, but I think it helps to make the case that Harry is, and the case is going on and everything. But yeah, um, I just, it's one of my favorite things. And that's why sometimes when you see that I'm posting stuff like really late at night, I actually enjoy the process of editing. I'm really not so adept at it. Duchess Royal, I'm telling you, I am so impressed with that video she released. What was it, yesterday? Um, that took some work. That is dedication. But to all the content creators, thank you for everything that you do because it helps to tell the story. And I have been posting like crazy to help grow Royal Sussex. And I, you know, I, I've probably gone a little bit overboard. I think one night I posted some videos. They were pre-made. I think I posted like 6 of them, 5 of them within a day. But I'm just hoping we can grow the community while people are paying attention to this trial. I hope that we can grow the community so that way there will be more positive stories and more truth telling in comparison to the um, garbage that people have been putting out, that bile that they have been flooding the airways with. Got to combat that somehow. Okay. And then right here, big week for, and this of course is from Royal Suitor, big week for Prince Harry and Meghan. Tuesday, Meghan will receive the Women of Vision Award as part, and this was from yesterday, by the way, as part of the Ms. Foundation annual gala at New York City Ziegfeld Ballroom. And of course, Harry's judicial review of his UK police protection has a Tuesday hearing, and week 2 of his MGN phone hacking case begins. So the judicial hearing, of course, that has nothing to do with the phone hacking. This, I believe, has to do with the bee, the wasp, and the fly, and the Ravak, and whose ever ill-informed, ignorant decision it was, if not nefarious, cruel, and mean-spirited decision it was to remove Prince Harry's royal protection. And of course, they say that it is impossible for Harry to receive protection from the royal protection or the Met Police, even if he chooses to pay for it, which of course he has. So the reason why that's so important is, as an American, I take it for granted that any Yahoo can walk around armed with an assault rifle if they choose to. Whereas in the UK, unless you are a law enforcement officer or some other special privilege position like that, you are not allowed to have a gun. And so that is the big difference. And so when Harry pays for his protection here in the States, as we have all seen from that image outside of the Stephen Colbert late night, they were ready for anything. And then, of course, over there, most police officers do not carry a firearm. Only about 90% of them don't. About 10% of them do. So even there, there's a big difference. And so for Harry to be able to have not only armed protection, but also the logistics that comes from that connection with a police agency makes a big difference. If there's any chatter, if there's any threats, you can get that information relayed in real time in comparison to waiting to hear about it after something, God forbid, terrible has happened. That's the big difference. So that's what Harry has been fighting for. And so the other thing about that is that someone had falsely reported about oh God, what paper was that? Was it the Telegraph had falsely reported about Harry's request for royal protection. And anyway, so let me see. Judicial review of protection. I don't know if this is for the protection itself or if this is the way it was. I think this is about how they withdrew the protection or refused the protection. So, anyway, it is the Duke of Sussex, and I am more than certain that he shall be triumphant in this case. And let's pray that whatever the case is, that he is triumphant because this is very serious business. I think the whole point of removing the royal protection is to prevent him from coming and going from the UK. And of course, the big fear for the royals is that anything he does is going to overshadow them. Like, for instance, the coronation. But that's not Harry's fault. That is the media that does that. The media is the ones that are actually creating this heightened sense of awareness of all things Sussex and then blame them for it. Oh, they're going to pull some kind of a stunt. I said weeks before the coronation that it is going to be absolutely seamless. There will not be any events happening. Well, I was kind of wrong about that. They did stop the Republic movement, but that, of course, had nothing to do with the coronation. That was just some heavy-handed policing. But other than that, they they pulled it off seamless. That's just one of the things that most big city law enforcement gets right is when there's a big event like that, they leave nothing to chance. And so there was no possibility of anything happening on the street or even anything happening within the Abbey. It was airport style security, even more enhanced than that. So, yeah, it was much to do about nothing. And so, since they knew nothing was going to happen like that, then of course they made Harry the story. Oh, there's a feather. Oh, he's smiling. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. He's wearing Dior. All of it was unnecessary chatter just made for clicks. Okay, let me go to the next one. And so, if you are going to arrive to court, 41-year-old, yes, 41. I think he's older than William, right? Miss Scobie shows up looking amazing. I don't know if that's his diary or if that's his if he decided that he would read a book while he's waiting. But either way, very, very handsome, very GQ, absolutely stunning. Not a hair out of place, well turned down in his suit or turned up, if you will. Oh man. Yes, that's right. That's right. That photographer, that wouldn't have happened if he had the royal protection. Although, to be fair, Lorna, when he was a kid, that stuff happened a lot, where people would jump out of nowhere. So I don't know if it would have prevented that, but perhaps it may have, because he would have had a motorcade and all that kind of stuff. So there is a good chance that may not have happened. You're right about that. But yeah. Karen says maybe now Edward Young, the bee, has now been let go, will no longer be a part of Rayback. Yeah, but he has so many links to people in intelligence. That guy has a record that would make your skin crawl. His CV or his resume, it reads like a spy novel, and he is like so many of them. He surrounds himself with people in power. He's one of those people that you would call the unseen hand, and so he is a scary individual. I tell you, he is a scary, frightening individual, and I would even dare say that amongst the other two people in that group that Harry mentioned and did not mention, right? He mentioned and didn't mention them in his book. I would say amongst the three of them that I wouldn't be surprised anything that they were accused of. I wouldn't be surprised at any of it. Whatever someone accused them of, I'd be like, yeah, yeah, I could believe that. I just could, because they look like they're capable of anything. Not to say that they've done anything so wrong, but they just look very capable of the worst. And I would be very nervous around those types. And you could throw Michael Fawcett in there too. He's a pretty shady character. They're all pretty shady. They make things happen for the royal family. And I whatever you think about the Queen, whatever you think about the Queen, just imagine those are the people that surrounded her during those last days. Whether or not you think she deserved it or whatever, those are the people. And that it ought to give you something to think about, is that those were the people that surrounded her. Were they working for her or whether they were working for Charles? I say they were more likely doing the bidding of Charles, and the Queen was just totally dismissed and dissed at that point. So, but yes, Omid needs to be careful. Those vipers are absolutely crazy. Well, I don't remember where I saw it, but they have been digging dirt, allegedly, on Omid. And so I think he is in the crosshairs, so to speak. They have been digging some dirt on him. And Omid is a smart young man. And so I would say we need to pray for him, but I wouldn't say that, you know, he's in mortal danger so much as he is in a, how do I put it? They will try to ruin him if they can. And so I hope that he can focus his earnings away from a vulnerable place where that part of the world is concerned. I hope his earnings can be more focused over here than over there. So already he has that column with, or well, he has a page with Yahoo. So that is a good way to, and I don't know who owns Yahoo completely or mostly or whatever. That is a factor, but hopefully that connection he has with Yahoo will give him some type of protection, because they do mean to ruin him. I do believe that they do mean to ruin him. It's a small world, as evident by the fact that Omid Scobie actually spent was it an internship or was it just out of college? He's working with Hoghead. He's working with Hoghead. Wow. Small world. It is a small world. And if you've ever worked in the restaurant industry, if you ever worked in any type of profession, you find out that it's like you live in a small town and everybody knows your business. Okay. And right here it says Omid Scobie has told the High Court that a journalist told him how to hack phones while on work experience. Oh, so that's what they call it. It was work experience. Mr. Scobie entered the witness box on Monday to give evidence in the 7-week-long trial involving the unlawful gathering of information from high-profile figures, including Prince Harry. He said he learned of immoral phone hacking at Mirror Group newspaper while he was on work experience. So I guess work experience, is that just like an internship? Sounds like it. Mr. Scobie was questioned over whether it was implausible that the Sunday People employee asked a student on a week's work experience to partake in illegal activities such as phone hacking. So People is like, Sunday People is like a newspaper magazine, I suppose is what you call it, or a special edition, or the Sunday edition, or something like that. Anyway, if you ever like had the Parade magazine in your Sunday paper, I think the Sunday People is kind of like when you would have that Parade magazine folded with your big Sunday papers. So I think that's what it is. He answered that he was not a stranger. God, am I showing my age? The Parade. When was the last time you guys thought about the Parade? Did you guys get that in your paper? Am I showing my age? The Parade. He answered that he was not a stranger to this person, and that the journalist had told him how to phone hack after handing him a piece of paper with a short list of names and numbers to target while on a placement in early 2002. God, Omen Scobie was working in 2002. This kid looked like he was riding a big wheel back in 2002. He looks like he was in nursery school back in 2002. She just spoke about being able to listen to these voicemails. You can listen to celebrity emails, Mr. Scobie told the court. If there's anything interesting there, take notes. He said he was told by the journalist, but said that he did not go through with it. There wasn't really a shock at, I'm sorry, it wasn't, I'm sorry, there wasn't really a shock at the time because I didn't know it was illegal, but it felt wrong, Mr. Scobie said. And I think that's the thing is that it seemed okay for them, and I'm speaking of the people at the Mirror Group. It seemed okay to them because it wasn't like putting a bug in someone's home, and they didn't feel like it was illegal. They may have very well have known it was illegal, but that is the excuse that they're making, is that it didn't seem that way because it's not like you were planting a bug or burglarizing someone's home, only to find out that some of the newspapers, not necessarily the Mirror, but some of the newspapers have been guilty of doing exactly that. I don't know if that includes the Mirror, for the sake of the lawyers. But if it was, then the Mirror would have been just another one of those newspapers that was guilty of breaking and entering when they felt it was necessary to gather information. They had people pose as officials, pose as family members. They have done some incredibly dodgy things. And when I say they, I mean the industry of the British tabloid medias. They have done some very dodgy things to get information. Joyce Voss says Omid's money comes from his book and Yahoo, etc. He doesn't need to be on any of those UK shows. He will be okay. And yeah, and then of course there's American television. He seems to have a ongoing thing with Good Morning America, and I don't suppose that will go away at any time. Although they will try to leverage people to not work with him, and that is something that they are very good at, is trying to use their leverage. Like being accused allegedly of using their leverage to prevent people from talking about that sick old man's situation. Otherwise, you won't have access to the royal wedding. And so, whose side did ABC take? It seems like they took the side of the sick old man. So they are capable of. They are still very dangerous. They're still very dangerous. But he's a smart young man, and also I suppose that there are some people in the squad that will be sending their prayers out for him. And I would definitely take the prayers of the squad over anything else. As they say, if we're in a bar fight, I would take the prayers of the squad over an armed Pinkerton guard any day of the week. There I go, making that reference like an old person. I mean, who says Pinkerton guards anymore? I got to stop aging myself. Uh, Lola Love says, I had a somewhat heated chat with British royalists today. She called me Baron. She said I was masquerading as a woman. Baron is obviously getting on their nerves. Really? I love it. I love it. And of course, when I'm not Baron, I am Rachel Meghan Markle, according to Thomas Markle Jr. Um, let's see. Let's do it, shall we? Let's go ahead and do that.
Thomas, I wanted to ask you about these vile individuals who refer to themselves as the Sussex Squad.
So I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube, and my God, I see the Sussex Squad and the Royal Sussex page on YouTube and the things they post, and that's where I found that disgusting video making fun of my father just because he's going to the Jubilee. I mean, and if you look on the Royal Sussex page on YouTube, you're going to see exactly whose it is. It's definitely Meghan Markle. And if it's not her personally, she's definitely paying somebody to do it.
Is definitely Meghan Markle. Otherwise, she's paying somebody to do it. Oh, Thomas, the day that you're an intelligent person, I think the tides shall reverse, the rivers will run dry, we will be able to walk across the deepest portions of the Pacific Ocean. There are so many things that will have gone wrong before you are ever considered smart. So, but thank you for that update, Lola. I really appreciate it. Oh, let me see here. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the PayPal. I won't say the name, MEN, but thank you so much for the PayPal. Greatly appreciate it. Very nice. Okay. Let me see here. Here you come with that big word. It's such a myopic stance with these monarchists, usurpers abusing power like it was trending out of style. Okay, Cho. Do you know the last time that I used myopic in a sentence? I think the Dodgers had just left Brooklyn. But okay, I hear you. But no, thank you so much for your comment. Oh, man, I got nervous. You know, I'm sitting here sweating. I wasn't sure I'd be able to say that. But thank you. Woo! All right. Let's see here. Okay, Leslie F says, Baron, they dropped a name in court today that none of the tabloids mentioned. David Grigson, chairman of the board of MGN in 2012, and MGN attorney did not touch. Really? I don't know who that is. Grigson. Wow, that sounds ominous. David Grigson. Oh, do tell. What is he responsible for, allegedly? Matter of fact, let me take a look. David Grigson. Okay. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. Did I get that name right? Yeah, Grigson. Well, there's a few of them. Well, you know what? There's so many of them. I won't be able to sort this out right now. But okay, you've given me some homework. Let me see. Let me put mirror. That should narrow it down. Okay. Well, you have given me some homework. Thank you so much for that. Oh, okay. Oh, I see something for him In 2015, he was in The Guardian. Trinity Mirror boss accused of denying scale of phone hacking. Gosh, they were reporting about him back in 2015. A former Sunday Mirror journalist who pled guilty, I never know how to say that, pleaded or pled guilty to phone hacking, has accused Trinity Mirror management of repeatedly denying the extent of hacking at the company. Graham Johnson, a former investigator, oh, those names, they always come back up, don't they? Editor of the Sunday Mirror, who pled guilty to hacking in November, that is of 2015, I think, or is it 2014? Chairman David Grigson of not being straight with shareholders and a fiery confrontation at the company's annual general meeting on Thursday. Wow. Oh boy, yeah, I got some homework to do. Thank you so much for that, Leslie. Okay. All right, and so I'm gonna go. Let me stay with that for just a second. Oh, are you talking about? Hello, hello. I'm wearing the. You're talking about that person. I understand. Yeah, I think a lot of us were subscribers until I'm gonna say I unsubscribed when she got just a little bit over animated with Trump's visit. I mean, my escape from Trump was Harry and Meghan. And in that escape, I did not intend to see anything to do with Trump. You know, I was like, oh, finally, something to take my mind off of that monster. And so there I was, safely ensconced in the loving embrace of Harry and Meghan. And then all of a sudden, when Trump had that state visit, I mean to tell you, hello, got so over animated and excited. And it was like an instant turn off. And I was just like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And then, of course, there was that Sunday morning when on another channel, we finally got the real story about that person. And I can't say that I was shocked, but it was refreshing to know what the truth was. So, and you know, they say once you become a pickle, you can never be a cucumber again. So there you go. Thank you so much for your comment. Hello, Mary H. Hello. Oh, you remember Parade magazine insert in the Sunday edition of the Washington Post? This magazine was one of two that I used to be included in the Sunday paper more than 3 decades ago. Yeah, the Parade magazine, they put them in Sunday papers around the country, and it was so informative. And then wasn't there like the last page of it where they had interesting facts or something like that? And it was like the kind of stuff that nowadays you would come across on the internet and you'd be like, I didn't know that. But yeah, I loved the Parade. Always very interesting stuff in those. Let me see. Oh, Joanne Baker, along with the cartoons and other snacks of papers. Very cool. Yeah, Thursday was the, let me see. Thursday was the grocery store sales. And then, of course, Sunday was the sales papers for all of the department stores and discount stores and stuff like that. Oh my God, I used to love the Sunday paper for Parade magazine and all of the sales. And of course, was it Friday? That's when they put the, or Thursday, I think they put the movie reviews on Thursday. So you'll know what to go and see on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Is that right? Oh man, I am thinking about the good old days. These are the good old days. These are the good old days. All right, let me see. Phyllis says, Baron, if you are showing your age, because I know what you're talking about. I remember the parade on Sunday. Yeah, I love a parade. Okay. All right. I'm gonna continue here. Let me see. Stop worrying about your age. We enjoy your work because you are who you are. Age is part of the equation because you can make much bigger connections due to what you have known over time. That is very true, Lauren. Thank you so much. And I always say, if you live long enough, you're going to see everything twice. You will see everything twice. And that is why I don't get so surprised about certain things, because it's like in some way I've seen it before. Like the whole thing with the way that people turned on Obama, some of the people that voted for Obama. If you guys remember back in the 70s when all the big cities across the United States, the 70s and 80s, they started having these black mayors. And so many of those cities where they had this very well-known black mayor that became like these international stars in politics, one by one, they were replaced by usually white mayors or other. Not that that's a problem. I mean, who's ever qualified for the job? But the point is, because of the blacklash, they vow that there will never be another black mayor in this city again. And that's the same thing that has happened with the presidency. After Obama, who has been very successful as president, there was the backlash. And so when that happened, I just wasn't so surprised by it. As a matter of fact, I kind of was waiting for it. And when people were so excited, I wasn't as excited because I just kept telling people, okay, you got to go to work Monday. You got to go to work Monday. And that was my way of saying, before you know it, life is going to be very normal and typical. Yes, be excited all you want, but there's going to be the usual things in no time. And that's exactly what happened, is that we went back to life as it was before, and then even worse, because here comes Trump. So it's not that I don't get excited, but I'm just like, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. As a matter of fact, the black mayor in Chicago, David Axelrod, who was his campaign advisor, well, he became Barack Obama's campaign advisor. I don't think it was by chance. I think it was probably by design. But either way, there's always the backlash. And I'm sure David Axelrod would be one of the first people to tell you that that's exactly what happened. So, but yes, thank you so much, Lauren, for that. I appreciate it. Let me see here. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next topic. Very interesting so far, though. There's always so much to learn from each other on this platform. Okay. Recent apology from the Mirror was just a front, and those who hit a slap on the wrist. Others, none tell them how the cookie crumbles. Meredith Constant have details laid out as it should be. Oh, thank you so much for that, y'all. Okay. VS! Hey, VS is here. Doing a Sussex chat comment drive by. Hi, everyone. Love y'all. And you're making it rain, 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 rain on me. Oh, man, Baron, the last two mayors in my city are blocking. We went to school with my, went to school with my oldest son. I'm not telling my, okay. Yeah, you haven't really lived until you're older than the president of the United States. Oh, man, when you're older than the president of the United States, it's just like, oh, my God, am I? Well, I don't think any of us here, maybe only a couple of people in the chat right now, is as old as the president of the United States. But yeah, it's just one of those weird things when you could have gone to school with the president, or if you're older than the president, it just seems weird to me. So being close to Obama's age just freaks me out. I'm like, when did I get old? Oh man, I went to bed one night. I woke up and I was almost as old as the president. That shouldn't be. I'm young. I'm young. Oh, thank you, Big Mama. All right, so there it is. After 19 years of service, Sir Edward Young, Queen Elizabeth's long-standing private secretary, is leaving Buckingham Palace today after saying as on joint principal private secretary to the king. In recognition, Sir Edward has been granted a peerage and appointed a lord in waiting. So he has elevated the status of himself and his family by his long, shady service to the crown, by allegedly suppressing the needs of the queen in her latter years, allegedly, by making life difficult for Prince Harry and the Duchess of Sussex, allegedly. All of those things by being featured in the Spare, possibly. All of those things, he is finally receiving the big prize. And I can only imagine that the same thing is likely to happen to a few other villains from the fastest selling memoir in history, Spare. I can only imagine. So there you go. No good deed goes unnoticed, or no bad deed in this case, allegedly, goes unnoticed. And like I said, a very sinister looking individual, and I would never want to be on the wrong side of this one. Who knows what he's capable of? But the proximity to power outweighs decency, I think. That proximity to power outweighs any decency. And I can only imagine that whatever the queen had left, she probably was holding on, knowing that these things were likely to happen. She had to know. She had to know. As they say, experience is a good teacher. She had to know. So, what can I say? Oh, 70. Very cool. 70. Okay. Yeah, I had Tina as well as otherwise. I was looking for somewhere safe for a long time. Oh, very cool. Claire Kane is amazing as well. I personally love and is subscribed to all of the positive Meghan channels. Thank you, Joyce Anderson. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, I always say that listening to one voice is never a healthy thing. You need a variety of information so you can make an informed decision about how to do things. You need to have a variety of voices. Listening to only one person is never a good thing. Okay, so yeah, that's all I had to say about that, is that Cha-Ching, he has arrived, hasn't he? He's gotten a big prize. Who knows what's next for him? And then right here, you can see Prince Harry and Meghan Markle donate to GoFundMe for Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. Well, I did not know that happened. Somehow, I don't know how I missed this, but somehow I missed it. So as we have been discussing the past couple of days about the T-shirts that are available. And I'll show you those in just a minute. I did not know this happened. I don't know how I missed it. I'm just like, well, where was I? Well, it did happen. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle recently donated $5,000, this was last year, of course, to a GoFundMe in honor of 9-year-old George Zafin, who tragically passed away last week. TNC understands, that's Town and Country, understands that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex made a gift in their children's names, Archie and Lilibet. And Kelly, gosh, that's small, but Kelly McGee Zafin, the co-founder of the Alliance of Moms, announced the death of her son George on Instagram this past Friday. So let me see here. You can see up there on the right, there is the contribution in the name of Archie and Lily. And then here, those are the t-shirts. So I have a link in the community tab. There is a link if you go to the community tab for Royal Sussex, and you can find a link where you can help support that agency and purchase one of those very, very cool, attractive t-shirts. And let me show you a better image of it here. Aha, there it is. So there's Meghan, and that is Kelly McGee Zafin. And Kelly lost her 9-year-old son tragically and unexpectedly, I suppose, but tragically at age only 9. So this was her first Mother's Day without her son. And I guess in my heart, I have just like adopted that family that I just, every time I think about it, I just, oh, my stomach just sinks. But anytime someone loses a child, especially such a young child, it is, oh, sorry, there we go. It is very, very upsetting. And one thing about grief is that sometimes, and maybe you all have experienced this, when you're going through grief, sometimes people that you thought were close to you, and maybe they are close to you, but some people just don't handle grief, and they tend to turn away from you. They turn away from you because they're afraid. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to act, and or they're just afraid of the outpour of emotion, or maybe they're trying to suppress their emotions. But I've always been curious about how that happens. But yeah, some people tend to shy away from you during the worst bouts of grief. And in this case, Meghan was there for her. And she had some very, very nice words that she said about our Duchess that were very touching and moving. As a Mother's Day approach, I can't help but think of my own community of motherhood. I instantly think of you, Meg, how incredibly nurturing and warm and open you are. What an incredible friend and mother. I'm truly in awe of you, and I'm so grateful you're part of my community of motherhood. So, yeah, and that's something that I've experienced in life, is that some people will be there for you and some people will run from you. And that is, that's always confused me. But I guess that is part of life. And I don't begrudge anyone for doing that, because some things are just hard for people to handle, and they just don't trust themselves to say the right thing, or whatever the reason is. But fortunately, this lady has had a friend like Meghan. And as you know, Meghan went to Uvalde after the tragedy in Uvalde, because she obviously, having lost a child, maybe that, and I'm just saying, maybe she identified with that idea of loss in the way that maybe she hadn't felt before, or as a mother, she felt like there was this need to connect with them and to share in whatever it was she could do at that time. So that is a part of life. That is just a part of life. So I don't begrudge anyone who, I have experienced that, and I'm like, gosh, that's odd. That's odd. But yeah, that's the only thing I could say is that type of retreat from a person in grief, I've always found that odd. Joan Lawman, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And happy Monday to you. Okay, let me see here. When my daughter passed away, I had a friend crossing the road as they didn't know what to. Oh yeah. Oh, Elaine. Wow. Yeah. See, I that's exactly what I'm saying. It's an odd thing, but I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that. Although yeah, it's very odd. So man, I don't advise anybody to put their own mental well-being at risk, but if I will make a suggestion, I will make a suggestion. Try to spend time, talk about anything if you like, except for obviously, I would say let the person in grief lead the conversation. That is the way I've always dealt with things, is that I let the person in grief lead the conversation. And I think most people want some type of normalcy to their day at certain times, and then at other times they need to let out their grief. And so there's no two people alike. But that's my way of dealing with it. Is I let the individual lead the conversation, and I try my best to make myself available. Okay, let me see. By the way, thank you for your comment. I was turned away by a friend when my daughter was killed, and I still haven't seen or spoken to her for over 30 years. Some people can't take the hurt seen through others' eyes. Oh, that is so well put, Kim Peaches. That is so well put. Thank you for that. Let me see. Patricia Nixon, Baron, are you not allowed to mention Tina and Michelle Sussex Squad podcast? You just said another positive podcast when you brought up how you discovered the truth about Royal Reviewer. Patricia Nixon, the thing is that at the time, if you recall, Tina and Michelle, and I remember that morning, they did not really want to, I think it was Tina, did not really want to talk about it, but people, kept going on and on and on about it. And so it's really their story to tell. It's really their story to tell. And so when I said another channel, I have done nothing but praise Tina and Michelle, and you are more than aware of that. But I don't intentionally want to put them in the middle of something unnecessarily. And I hope you understand that. That is my intention, is not to put them in the middle of something unnecessarily. Tina and Michelle have been the lightning rod for a lot of hostility from the derangers, and you are aware of that. So if I hesitate to throw their name into a conversation, it is only to protect them from further hostility. And the fact that they're not actively on weekly like they were before is of no consequence. But I definitely don't ever, and so often when I don't say someone's name, I do that deliberately just to avoid creating hostility against someone who's not here to speak for themselves. So if you are implying that in some kind of way that I'm showing a lack of respect for Tina and Michelle, I certainly am not. But otherwise, I'm just trying to protect them by keeping their names out of conversation that they have nothing to do with in this moment. That's the only reason. So I don't know what you're implying, but that's the whole of it. Tina and Michelle is not here, but I greatly respect their contribution. And when Tina asked if there's anyone who wants to start a channel, I was one of those people that put my hand up. Now, I got no help from them or anybody else for that matter in the beginning. I had to sort things out for myself. But I definitely have always given them their flowers for their contribution to the community. But where that person is concerned, I didn't mention his name, and I certainly didn't want to mention their name and imply anything for him from them. But since you have pushed it, I don't understand what you're implying. Thank you for your comment. Okay, Anfu says, this magical couple continue to reach out to the most vulnerable. This is what you call service in bad times. And yes, and of course, service is universal. Let's see. Official Lauren Brown says, same Baron. I get confused by people who run from deep emotions of others. It's not like you have to carry those feelings. Just be there and then move on. It's isn't about the bystander. Exactly. That's what I say. I prefer to let people lead the conversation because it's the safest thing to do. I believe it's the safest thing to do. By you being there, you're not avoiding the topic. You're not avoiding the grief. You're not avoiding whatever they're feeling. And you leave that open forum for them. And I think that, for me, that has been the best way to be present for someone who's in grief. Janet Lavalley, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, let me see here. Anastasia Isabella, I think I may have figured out why mumbling bee mumbles. Please do share. Let me see. Sometimes it's really just about acting normally but gently. I like the way you put that. You get a bell for that. Thank you so much. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Jacqueline Squash, the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. Thank you so much for being here. God bless our Sussex family for the assignment of helping those who are going through to be the glory. Thank you so much, Jacqueline Squash, the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. All right. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Thank you, Paulette. Thank you very much. Hope Garden says, that's for Church Nelly. All right. Okay. Thank you, Connie Balmer. Okay. What is that? I'm still mourning Wigisha? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Let me see. Okay. Well, oh, you know what, guys? I'm so glad that we're having this conversation because whether or not this directly affects anyone in the chat right now, grief is a part of aging because eventually you will lose people close to you, and some of us it happens at a younger age than others. But oh, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you, ES. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, I don't mind the conversation. Even in this moment, I don't mind the conversation because there is someone who is in need of comfort, and if there's any words that that any of us can share that helps lend that comfort, I am glad to that the Royal Sussex is available for that. Let me see. Hope's Garden says Tina and Michelle were the reason I started following the Sussex Squad. Then Terrellism was such a relief in discovering. Oh yeah. I don't remember who came first for me. I don't recall who came first. Whether it was Terrell or Tina and Michelle. I don't remember who came first, but I remember oh man, that Sunday morning with Tina and Michelle was something I looked forward to. Tina and Michelle on Sundays, and then eventually Celibici on Saturdays, and of course then Ivy on Sundays, and then my other Sunday morning ritual now has become the Lady Sussex and George and George and Charles, the three of them. That is my Sundays now. George, Charles, and Lady Sussex, and of course, hello, Ivy here. Those are my rituals. So, and it's nice to have that, to look forward to that one day of the week. I love that. I love that. Let me see. LDS says had to deal with at least 6 deaths in the family within the last 4 years, including husband in 2019, father in 2023, and had to prepare funeral booklets and memorial video for 4 of them. Wow, LDS, that is a lot. That is a lot. And when stuff like that happens so close together, please do not hesitate to reach out for some professional help, even just for an assessment. When there's multiple occurrences within a short period of time, that can be very jarring. So, if you can, if it's within your ability, please reach out. You can start talking with your general practitioner and just take it from there, or a counselor. But if you feel like you don't need to do that, that's okay too. But it's worth an assessment because that is a lot in a short period of time. And thank you so much for sharing that. Let me see. Andrea says, good evening, all. Yes, death is one of the things that we here on earth will ever go through. It just rips you to pieces. Yeah, it's an aching. It is an aching that you really, sometimes grief sneaks up on you when you least expect it. Angelina Stanley says, I missed the Tina and Michelle era, but catching up on them via Spotify. It's interesting seeing how this all unfolded while they were still in the, what is that, royal family. They were, oh, you mean Harry and Meghan. They were up to some stuff that that's now been proven. Angelina, that's a good idea. That's a good idea to go back to the very genesis of everything that happened. And and I'm pretty sure that, like a lot of people, so many things that are happening now, um, it's so easy to understand better now that so much time has passed, and now that we've actually had a chance to see events happen on, day after day. It all makes so much more sense. Like, I've never known the name of so many writers and reporters and authors, but now, like when I started Royal Sussex, to be honest with you, I thought I would just, talk about this and that, and then go lay it back down, right? Now I'm reading for hours. I'm editing. I'm this and that. And remember that project you guys heard me talk about last night that I had to work on to organize stuff? Y'all know I ain't done it yet. I don't know when I meant to do it the first of the month. It is now the 15th. It is now the 15th, and I still need to do it. It makes everything so much more efficient if I have my notes in proper order, right? So when I need something, I can just type it in and go and grab it, right? Instead of going through all this and that. And oh my goodness, I am still behind. Um, oh, and then people say, well, why don't you hire someone? No, I need to do this myself. I know how I don't want to lose anything. And that's always my fear, is that I might lose some information that is important. And you guys see how sometimes I say, while I was doing this, I found this and didn't even know I had it, right? And that happens. Like when they showed the 44 articles in one day, I found something from last year that was pretty much the same information, only I had twice as many to share. And that's the stuff I don't want to lose. So I don't want somebody to look at something and think, oh, that can't be really important. Delete. No, it is important. Jacqueline says Tina and Michelle brought out the truth to the surface about the Sussexes. They were such a relief for me, because there was so much negativity being said about our faves at that time. Thank God for Tina and Michelle. Amen. And my favorite thing about Michelle was, how Michelle, and every time I try to say it, I start laughing and I can't do it. But you know how she would try to, well, not try, but she would do that, like mock someone's comments. Never mind, I can't do it. But I would be sitting here screaming when she does that. Yeah, if Tina and Michelle had the perfect chemistry, because Michelle is more like, um I guess she's more like in your face about someone's character, whereas Tina tries to be very measured and considerate and fair. And yeah, and like that conversation with hello. At first, Tina was just like, she didn't really, but then of course, eventually everything came out, and it makes me uncomfortable even talking about that. But it was a pivotal moment, and it was when a lot of us realized that, and some of us had already had, left that channel, but there was still some people who didn't realize that there was that background. So it was a good idea that we found out. But yeah, so that was the perfect chemistry that they had, and so it was so. And of course, the messy in me loved when somebody would get cussed out. Like when someone say, "Can we talk about?" And I would just sit there waiting for Tina to unleash hell on them. And I know, ain't I just messy, but I would, because oh my goodness, that always made my day, as terrible as I am. That always made my Sunday. I'm just like, yes, yes. Oh, let me see. Lauren says, Baron, I hear you with the research. You'll get it. Trust yourself to make it happen at the right time. Yeah, the thing is, I'm surprised sometimes when I can make a connection and I'm just like, wait a minute. And then I go back and I'm just like, oh, and I find something that I had all along. And suddenly when I'm looking, I'm just like, wait a minute, I had that information before. So that is always interesting to me, is when I find some information that I'm looking for and I didn't have to search it. I had it in my notes. Well, I had to search it from my notes, but I already had it in my notes. So that's always fun for me. Oh, no, Joyce Anderson said, after my husband of 42 years died of brain cancer, some of my women friends abandoned me to have that and have been and have been back. Okay. Okay, that's a good thing that they've come back. Yeah. Well, guys, I try not to judge people that disappear from those situations. And then, of course, the only other thing is when someone tries to rush you back into normalcy. That is not comfortable, when someone is trying to rush you because they need for you to be available for them ASAP. That, I hate that too. Let me see. Kim Peter says, we are here on Royal Sussex and are a group of loving, caring people for each other and our favorites. Thank you, Baron, for this outlet. We are family. You know how to make me ring that bell. Thank you so much, Kim Peaches. Speaking of which, I got like a mountain of slides, so I had better shake a tail feather. There goes sounding old again. Shake a tail feather. But so that is and I like I said, I have kind of adopted that family in my heart because my heart is reaching out to them in ever so spiritual a way that I can, because I know just I'm thinking about things that I've experienced, and I'm thinking about what they must be going through, and that happens sometimes. So so anyway, there is little George and his mom, and these are some of the images that she posted on her social media to announce to the world. I love the photo on the right side because that is every big boy who feels like his mom is embarrassing him. I love that. I love that. That is when you get to a certain age, it's like, Mom, you're embarrassing me. You know you're embarrassing me. And I love that photo for that reason, because it is every mom proud of their son who is getting slightly embarrassed by the attention. So that is a very sweet picture. Very, very sweet. Okay, and so here, Sarah Vine says, wasn't the coronation about Charles and Camilla? All we have seen are William and Kate wafting through Kensington Palace in Hollywood-style videos. All dare I, or let me see. Oh, let me see. All dare I, okay, let me try that again. Never mind. Dare I say it, a bit manipulative. I almost rather watch one of the Harry's worthy documentaries. And then again, she repeats it over there. Rather watch one of Harry's worthy documentaries. Well, I have a theory about this. I have a theory. I believe that this is briefing from one royal household to the other. This is briefing from one royal household, either to the other or about the other. So I think that the Cambridges are getting just a little bit too big for their britches. I know they're the Welleses, but I hate saying that. So I think the Cambridges are getting just a little bit too big for their britches, and they are being brought down a peg or two. And what better way to do it than for someone within the royal household to pick up the phone and say, "Hello, is this the Daily Mail? Senior Royal here." Yes, for someone to allegedly pick up the phone and say, "Hello, is this Daily Mail?" So somebody picks up the phone, somebody allegedly picks up the phone, and then next thing you know, they dispatch, what is that they say, release the Kraken? Is that from Lord of the Rings, or is that from whatever it's from? Release the Kraken. Well, they did release the Kraken. In this case, Sarah Vine. Sarah No Neck Vine was released to, allegedly released to bring them down a peg or two, to try to take a little bit of the shine off of them. Now, it should be said that this situation of cameras following them around is the very same thing that they complained about when it came to the the Sussexes, and of course they said it was Netflix cameras, but Harry and Meghan owns their own production company, and they are going to do more documentaries in the future. And so far, I don't know any of the footage that they may or may not have made has even made it into any of the documentaries. And even if that is the case, I want Harry and Meghan to tell their story. And if by doing so, that helps them become billionaires by the end of this decade, I'd be that much more happy for them. So there you go. But then there we go with the copycat and family. And of course, the kids, remember, they said that the kids were not going to be pushed out into public. We are not going to allow them to suffer like the rest of the royal family has suffered. Only for them to put those kids front and center. It is their youth. It is their youth that they are using as a tool to create an air of popularity, or to create a comparison between the old Windsor households and the new House of Windsor. So William is not waiting for Charles to go. He is working on his legacy. He is working on his, excuse me, on his opportunity to be monarch right now. He's already setting the stage, which is wise to do, because after all, Charles is older, older, and so anything can and will happen at any given time. He might be walking along, and all of a sudden, his hands just explode. There will be fleshy, pinky flesh all over the place, and Charles' hands may have actually imploded, exploded, or something. Who knows? But or he could live for another 30 years. That's not out of the realm of possibility. But either way, Charles is there, and he's the king. And so William is working on his reign already, and he's using his children to remind people that he is the future of the House of Windsor. So this right here is, I hope that this backfires epically. It has backfired, but it hasn't been an epic backfire yet. Case in point, royals are not influencers. They do not need branding. Kensington Royal is not a brand. Can you imagine if Meghan is still a working royal and Sussex Royal social media churning out reels and posts like these, you would change your opinions. But this is the Cambridges. This is the, oh God, I gotta say it. The Welleses now. The Welleses. Ugh. Ugh. Um this is the Welleses now. And the Welleses want to try and gain shares of the popularity charts. They want to make their slice of the pie bigger. And the only way they can do that is by trying to use all these slick, glitzy videos, right down to that image of her sitting at the piano, which I'm going to say some more about that in just a moment. Okay, so over here, this is from Royal Fashion Police. Now, I don't know who that person is, but I'm not like Baroness Brock or Brooke or whatever. You can't find anyone who is knowledgeable and supportive of the British monarchy as them. I'm not like, I guess that's Eamon Holmes. My page, I don't know who, eHome. Maybe that's a deranger. My page is not commercial. It's not a hobby to me. I don't need to create waves to increase my page engagements for financial career gain. I'm my own person with my own opinions. I have been working on social media since Facebook went mainstream in 2007. If you can't see these constructive criticism, you are welcome to unfollow. P.S. Miss Emily, you can stop catfish your follow, whatever that is. So anyway, that was in response to this post about Kate. So some of the derangers, some of the royal sycophants can see the folly of this imagery. It sends all the wrong messages. What is it about these images do you think will appeal to Gen Zers? I don't see it. If anything, they will be repulsed by this. Like here, you have Kate in the Sunday Express. Forget May. Kate steals the show. Who the heck is May? Kate steals. Oh, I guess that's one of the contestants rather. Steals the show at Eurovision. Cheesy. And right here, after ban on Zelensky video address, Princess Power Statement of Solidarity, Kate Eurovision tribute to Ukraine. Now, I just blocked someone from Royal Sussex who accused Meghan of taking advantage of the grief of the people in Uvalde. As a matter of fact, that was something that was said almost immediately, even though Meghan was not, dressed to the nines, and she did nothing to draw attention to herself. It was one person with a camera, a reporter, who recognized her through the baseball cap and sunglasses and decided to film her. The other people standing around did not know who she was. And when she went to volunteer in the kitchen, nobody knew who she was. And we don't even have to go any further than that. Y'all already know about Kaboom and the parks and such. Meghan doesn't just show up and wave and smile. They stay in constant contact with individuals or the individual who has, expressed needs or wants or concerns. They make themselves available. It's not a photo op. It's not like William's birthday where you reenact sleeping rough with a black man and then you go back home and they never see or hear from you again. No, they are there. They stay in contact. You're in their Rolodex. So this, I would have to say, was purely attention seeking. I would love to see Kate pronounce Zelensky. I would see Kate, I would love to see Kate point to Ukraine on the map. She doesn't even know where it is. She has no idea what's going on, but somebody told her that you get to dress up and look cute. And dare I say something else? This is one of the reasons why Charles did not want them moving into Windsor Castle. Remember when they wanted to move into Windsor Castle, they had leaked that information about moving into Windsor, and Charles put the brakes on it. And then next thing you know, they ended up at Adelaide Cottage. Remember that? They were trying to move into Windsor. They were trying to completely take advantage of the Queen's frailty by moving their family there, only for them to end up in Adelaide Cottage. And the other thing about this is, by Kate showing up, she jinxed the whole thing. The jinx, Kate Middleton, is the reason why Britain only got to the 25th spot. Nasty piece of work, Kate Middleton. Jinxed the UK at the Eurovision with a fake piano playing, trying to make it all about yourself. But it backfired spectacularly, and UK came second to last despite kindly hosting the event. Kate Middleton is a liar. Kate Middleton is a bully. Kate. So, I love it. Obviously, I didn't put the person's name there because, I don't want to call attention to anybody unnecessarily. But I did share the tweet. But as you can see, last year, that Serbian group that sang the song about Meghan Markle's hair, you can see Meghan gave them good luck. They were in 5th place. But if you fool around with Kate, you'll end up in 25th place. So, and also, I will also point out the fact, let me point this out, Kate did not go to Liverpool because everybody knows what happens when the royals go to Liverpool. You are booed. She would have been booed on the way into the stadium, and she would have been booed as soon as she sat at that piano. She would have been booed. So she stayed safely behind the massive walls of Windsor Castle so that she would not run the risk of being booed live in Liverpool. Liverpool do not like the royals, and the royals know it. When William went there for the World Cup, or what was it, the World Cup or whatever, when he went for that football match, they booed him so bad he walked out of there crying like a rat eating onions. So, yeah, she knew better. Better to stay safe in Windsor Castle and fake play the piano than to go and be embarrassed. Lorna Williams says, is stalking behavior that is bullying in its nature by Kate? It is a way of watering down Meghan's brand. Yeah, if you want to cheapen anything, attach Kate to it. Yeah, if you want something to be cheap, William and Kate will cheapen anything. They make everything generic and cheap. Cheap. Do you hear me? Cheap! They make it cheap and tawdry. So, yeah, if you want something to be cheap and insignificant, if you want something as a brand to wither, just attach Kate and William to it, and it is going to drop like a stone. Those are the two that will cheapen anything. It will drop like a stone. So better to not. I mean, look at what happened to the charities. If you want to get rid of a charity, ask William and Kate to help out. If you want to run something into the ground, ask William and Kate to help out. If you want to end the monarchy, ask William and Kate to help out. They'll do it. I mean, look at how Kate has cheapened the House of Windsor with this ridiculous piano playing or fake piano playing. Cheap, absolutely cheap, gaudy. Do you guys think the Queen would have allowed this to happen? They are taking advantage. They are taking advantage. This is their segue into Windsor Castle. Now, notice Charles hasn't been very visible lately, right? So William probably just showed up with a camera crew. Baron, did you notice behind Kate, they removed all kind of pictures, status, etc. You see one lamp on the far table, one picture on the wall, and yeah. No, I didn't realize that. I did not realize that. Huh. Well, Kate is easily overshadowed by inanimate objects. As a matter of fact, there are some people who have equated Kate to an inanimate object, a jointed doll that one hangs rags upon. So it wouldn't be unusual for an inanimate object to be outflanked, outshined, and outclassed by a potted plant. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, but thank you so much. But yes, I have seen a ficus tree outdo Kate Middleton, so I wouldn't be surprised if they decided that, oh yeah, anything with porcelain or oil paint would probably outdo her, so we better move it. I mean, a cactus tree has more personality than Kate Middleton. I would rather sit and speak to a cactus tree than to speak to Kate. Yep, I've seen wet dish rags that seem to have more character. I'm so glad to get that out of my system. You guys have no idea because I'm so sick of this chick. I don't know what to do. You hear me? Sick. I'm just sick of her. Sick. I'm just sick of her. And then, of course, Dr. Charlotte Proudman says Kate lounges about in an opulent chrism drawing room, wearing a dress that costs £2,940. That's more than most earn in 1 month. Meanwhile, millions go hungry. But don't worry, Kate knows what it is like. She's been to a food bank for a photo opportunity. And that is so true. Kate is lounging about in the Crimson drawing room while people are going hungry, but she has been to a food bank, so she knows what you're going through. She can identify with you. I mean, after all, do you know how much trouble it is to lounge about and then have your nanny deal with your kids, then to have your cook plan dinner? Do you know how much trouble that is? To have to get your hair done, to have someone come and fit you for a gown that costs more than most people make in a month. Do you know what she's going through? Give her a break. She has to plan all of that herself. And of course, as you guys know, we are very fair here at Royal Sussex. And because we are very fair, let me just say that, we have reached out to Kensington Palace for a word from the Princess of Wales. And well, anyway, you hear it.
Obviously, it'd be, I would love to have met her. And she's obviously, she's an inspirational woman to look up to, obviously to this day and, going forward and things. It is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot and, very inspirational. So, yeah, I do.
Do what, girl? What do you do? What do you do? I'm still trying to figure out what you do. Helen Cole says, I agree with you. Just sick of Kate staged event. Thank you so much, Helen Cole. Yeah, I'm about tired of it. It's nauseating now, you know. So, peek behind the scene. Prince and Princess of Wales share new black and white image of piano playing Kate in Windsor's lavish crimson drawing room, a favorite of the late Queen, following her Eurovision surprise. So, yeah, there is a black and white image similar to this one. And this is the image that they want to share with their public, with the Gen Zers that they are trying to attract to the they're trying to attract them to the royal family, I guess. I'm not sure what they're trying to do, but if they want to show people how incredibly rich and privileged they are, keep doing this stuff. You guys, I don't even have anything to say to discourage them. I want them to keep playing this game. That is really going to bolster their image. This is the Crimson Drawing Room. Now, if I'm correct, Elaine, help me out with this. I do believe that this portion of Windsor Castle was actually created by the Prince Regent when King George went mad and the Regent took over. This was created during the Regency period. And that was a period of art and elegance that the British have never known before, because they couldn't go to the continent to buy antiques and antiquity and paintings and such. They decided to create lavish interior spaces, clothing, all that kind of stuff was made domestically. And so the Prince Regent actually had a palace that was demolished. Am I right, Elaine? And then the interior was relocated to Windsor Castle. The Prince Regent, George the Fourth, I think he was, the Prince Regent, he was the master builder. He was a Hanoverian with a lot of bad, gaudy taste. The Hanoverians were some of the techiest people, and all of these interiors like this were created during that time. And so the Crimson Drawing Room is just one of several things that you can attribute. So when you're in London and you go shopping on Regent Street, that curved street that leads to Piccadilly Circus, that was named in honor of the Prince Regent. So I'm testing my British history right now. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker. I'm testing myself. I've seen a lot of stuff, but yeah. So that is where this comes from, and this is one of the reasons why he was so unpopular. Most of the public never saw this stuff, but all he did was eat, drink, and spend money. And so Kate Middleton, Uncle Gary Goldsmith. Yeah, let's talk about that pig. That little nasty, slimy, and okay. Gary Goldsmith slams petulant Duke, the petulant Duke. This is only, and you guys, this is only to engage people to read about Kate. That article has so little to do with Harry, and it was just an excuse to try to elevate the stature of Kate Middleton. The Cambridges are going into battle to rebuild their brand. They want to get their ratings back. And they lost a little bit to Charles with the coronation and everything, and now they want it back. And that is why I venture to guess that they were actually hoping that this new campaign will take the light off of Charles and put it back on William, who, of course, people were saying, oh, I think it ought to skip Charles and go to William. It ought to skip Charles and go to William. Now, there is a school of thought that perhaps William is doing this because he doesn't think Charles is going to last long, or maybe Charles is only an interim king and that he will step down at some point. That is possible, not likely, but it is possible that he could do that. I mean, there's no reason he couldn't. We've seen someone relinquish the throne before, and he is old and he is tired, but then again, if he was going to do that, why would he go through all the trouble of a coronation? I don't know. But most likely, Charles is there to stay, and William is trying to usurp his father's position and create a space for himself a little early, because maybe Charles doesn't have long. Maybe William knows something that we don't. I'm just throwing a bunch of maybes out there. I don't know any of this for sure. Lex says, where are the royal rodents? Weren't they up in arms about that black and white snippet showing Harry and Meghan leaving one of those palaces in their documentary? Yes, I believe they were making an exit from the Buckingham Palace. They were going to the garden. Maybe it was the photo shoot for the anyway, it was a photo that nobody knew existed before it was released. And then once the photo was shown, the royal rodents had a fit. Yes, thank you so much for that, Legs, because they were in a very private part of the palace that is usually not available to the public, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yeah, you are absolutely right. Thank you so much for that. See, I told you guys, once we put our heads together, we get the truth out. Yes, Archie piano's playing is far superior. I agree with you. Let me see. Oh, the Greenix, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Monday to you. Okay. Yeah, so I think that is going to backfire. But, okay. So back to Uncle Gary. This is some of the stuff that was in that article. I just took a couple of paragraphs. Kate has always been... Wait, I can't get it out. Kate has always been a high achiever. She won so many awards at school and was head girl. Oh, no. Okay, Uncle Gary. But it certainly isn't her be-all, end-all. She just wants to do her best, and it just happens that her best is bloody good. Okay, so she was the head girl. And she just wants to do her best. I hear you. Forget Meghan and Harry, the prince and princess of whining. The king and queen and prince and princess of Wales are the new Fab Four, as told to Claudia Joseph. So that is the very end of the article. It says, forget about Harry and Meghan. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, that's her uncle. I mean, he knows her better than any of us. So the article, which was in the Daily Mail, was a glowing, praise-filled article for Kate. And of course, it was the heading of the article had very little to, well, listen, the article had very little to do with Harry and Meghan, or Harry for that matter, but it was just an opportunity. It was just an it was just an opportunity for them to say things about Kate. That's it. Um, Now, a little background on Uncle Gary. Kate Middleton's uncle exposed as drug dealer millionaire. And that was an article by none other than Rebecca English, right? As a matter of fact, Prince William was last night forced to cut ties with Kate Middleton's uncle after he was filmed giving products party favors, or is it party pieces? Party pieces or party favors to an undercover reporter. And then over there, you can see out for the count. Kate Middleton's uncle Gary Goldsmith arrested on suspicion of thumping wife in street after 1 a.m. party favor row. The Duchess of Cambridge uncle, businessman Gary Goldsmith, 52, was arrested following reports of him hitting his wife, Julie Ann, 47, in early hours on Friday morning. So that is sweet Uncle Gary. Oh, that is sweet Uncle Gary. And then, of course, Kate Middleton's Uncle Gary Goldsmith urinates on street and munches on McDonald's. Now, what kind of person gets a taste for McDonald's in the middle of... Oh, never mind. Never mind. Let me see. Shamed Gary Goldsmith staggered around London posh Regent Street before collapsing on pavement just weeks after being handed a 12-month community service judgment for after punching his wife in the face. So that's sweet Uncle Gary. That's sweet Uncle Gary, who is only there to tell you everything about Kate's rise to queen. He stumbled on the street with friends all dressed like a character from the TV's show Pinky, what is it? Pinky Blinders. Peaky Blinders. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's got that hat on, doesn't he? A cabbie who had driven the pair home said Gary belted, said Gary belted Julianne, his fourth wife, in the street outside their house after she accused him of doing party favors. After his arrest, police ordered Goldsmith to stay away from her, and he later pled guilty to assault after by battering. He was fined £5,000 and ordered to rehab after the judge said he had shown no immediate remorse. Recruitment agency boss Goldsmith has courted controversy in the past for his wild antics, which led to him being known as a black sheep uncle. Yeah, so Kate Middleton's uncle, Gary Goldsmith, wasn't invited to the coronation, one of the squaddies said, nor was he invited to his nephew and godson's wedding. They hate him, yet he keeps doing their bidding and trashing Harry. Look at the state of it. Yeah, so that is Uncle Gary, and let's take a look at the state of it. That is the state of it. I don't know why Uncle Gary is wearing a pirate pin. I mean, he dresses like Peaky Blinders. He wears a pirate pin, and he has been known for his party favors. Yeah, which has nothing to do with party pieces, ladies and gentlemen. That is a wholesome, family owned and run business. It has nothing to do with party pieces or party favors, favors. It has nothing to do with the party favors. Nothing whatsoever. I won't hear of any connection between the two, even though that is family, even though it sounds very similar. He wasn't invited to anything because of his very trashy lifestyle. So that's Uncle Gary, who opened up his big mouth again. They roll him out about every 3 or 4 months to say something stupid. Speaking of something stupid, have you guys noticed that Gomer Pyle, have you noticed that there is a resemblance between the two? I am so convinced, I am so convinced that they are connected in some kind of way. I don't know if it's, I don't know, maybe it's the eye color, the hair, or that, maybe it's that good look that they have on their faces, that duh. Maybe that's what it is. But somehow I just feel like they're connected or duh, related in duh, some kind of way. But yes, there's just some there's just something about that happy surprised look that has intrigued me. I am going to have to do some research and figure out if Jim Neighbors has ever made a trip over to the United Kingdom. I know that one or both of the Middleton parents worked for British Airways. So, duh, I wonder if there's a possibility that there is a connection. Yeah, and then of course, just the expression, all of it. You see how they got the duh. There's just something there. And of course, royal family would collapse without Kate Middleton. His future rests on her. Um, if Kate is the future of the royal family, I would give them about another 10 years. According to Paul Burrell, the former butler, or mommy's butler, as Harry says, to Princess Diana, the future of the royal family is pinned on Kate Middleton and her role as future queen, the same as her late mother in law. Oh, God. I need my Wellingtons because the crap is up to my knees. Regina Wallace, thank you so much for the super sticker. And of course, this is the future of the royal family. Either she was doing the Charleston or she had to go to the potty or something. But that is the future. And I really don't have a reference for this, but any excuse to share these images, I'll take it. Okay, so Earthshot Prize will travel to Singapore later this year for its third annual awards ceremony, which will take place on Tuesday, November 7th. So, Tuesday, November the 7th, they are going to Singapore. Now, Singapore, I guess you can call it a city state, very small country, but oh, they got all kind of money and opportunity there. So Kate and William have decided to bypass North America, South America, and go to the Far East so that they could impress people with all of their regal life and all of the weird gowns that Kate is capable of unleashing on people. Like, for instance, I'm sure that people in that part of the world are not familiar with Mitchum roll-on deodorant. But thanks to Will and Kate, they are going to be very intimate with Mitchum roll-on. So I don't know, maybe they'll even give out some gift bags, including Mitchum Roland, so that they will know what it is. And of course, wind socks. Wind socks. I don't know how many service stations, how many, petrol stations, gas stations they have there, but they may as well get fully acquainted with the Western world and learn not only about Mitchum deodorant, but wind socks. They may as well, I'm going to end today just petty as you know what. But yes, they may as well learn about the windsock. The windsock is something that they use outside of a muffler shop or a tire shop so that they can draw. Even sometimes, if you need a new mobile phone, you just follow the windsock. Bright, hideous colors straight out of a comic book. That is what you follow. So surely Kate is going to be the height of cleverness and wear green again. Which makes me wonder, when she went to Boston, how come she didn't wear red, white, and blue? I mean, Boston is one of the oldest cities in the country, and Boston is definitely integral to the history of the United States. Why didn't she wear red, white, and blue? Makes me wonder. Kermit? Okay, Kermit. Up in the valley of the Jolly Green Giant. Hey, Sprout. That was Jolly Green Giant sidekick, Sprout. Okay, so, and this, you guys, do you guys recognize the man on the lead bicycle? That is none other than President Biden. President Biden, who is supposed to be so old and so out of it. Well, as you can see, that 80-year-old man is riding a bike. So anybody who says that Joe Biden is not up to task or not fit for purpose, just remember he's 80 years old and he's riding a bike, and he's in much better shape than Charles III, I could assure you. And also, he's in much better shape than that vicious bowl of Jell-O, Donald Trump. Okay, missing the big party. Meghan Markle hikes without Prince Harry near $14 million Montecito mansion as she is seen for the first time since skipping King Charles' coronation for Archie's birthday. Well, if you take a look over here, again, I am protecting this person's name. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes I just feel weird about throwing people's names in there, but I digress. Can anyone explain why the Mail insists on telling everyone in their headlines about Meghan Markle that she lives in a $14 million house, but they never include the fact that Charles and William have property portfolios worth hundreds of millions of dollars? Right? How come they never mention that stuff? But every time, it's always interesting to me when they don't say $14 million mansion. Now, do you guys recognize him? Because he keeps coming up in my feed. Yesterday, while I was prepping for today, this guy just kept coming up. And I was like, what? What do you want? He just kept coming up. Do you guys recognize him? Are you on Twitter? Did he pop up in your feed? Because I must have saw him a dozen times yesterday. And I'm just like, who the hell are you? Why do you keep bothering me? Well, sometimes the algorithm for the Twitter confuses me. I am confounded by things that pop up on my Twitter. So I decided to go ahead and explore this young man's tweet. That doesn't sound weird. Let me see. Lex says, Singapore, I hear Thailand is nice too. You can get pulled pork sandwiches around there. Just asking for a friend, of course. Absolutely, Lex. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, so if nobody recognizes you, let me make the introduction. Now, again, as I was trying to say earlier, as I say with an air of disdain, I don't always like to use people's names because I'd rather keep them out of situations that they didn't ask for. So many people told me I couldn't do it. Single parent household, raised under the poverty line, first generation American, first generation college grad, one of two Latinos in med school. Yet today, I graduated from medical school. Never count yourself out. Doctor, and then I decided to cover his name at the last minute, MD. So this young man is leading a very extraordinary life. And I decided, well, if he keeps popping up, I'm just going to have to share it. So I did. So he graduated, and he is a doctor now. And he, well, I don't want to tell you what school he's going to, but I just think that, right. How cool is that? How cool is that? So wait, it gets better, you guys. Now don't start crying yet. Don't cry, but here goes. Oh, look at his family. Look at his mom. Look at his grandma. Mijo, you have just made your family so proud. So he has Mexican and Cuban ancestry, and he has just graduated. So I just thought I wanted to share it. You know, it just made sense. It kept and I felt like, okay, let's end today on a very, very positive note. And I know you are just as proud for this stranger as I am. But yes, the naysayers, yeah, I am just I'm so happy for him. All of the things that otherwise people thought would have made this dream impossible, and he has made his family proud. So there you go, you guys. This is Dr. MD. Okay, so I know. Look at how proud. Look at Mama. Mama is just absolutely proud. Grandma, of course, is ready to sit down, but just as proud. Grandma is like looking at her purse or looking at a chair or something. I'm sure she's happy too, but Grandma probably got a small fortune in her purse and would rather. Oh man, yeah, Grandma's thinking about her purse, but I'm sure she's just as proud as everybody else. But either she's ready to sit down or she wants her purse. So yeah, I'm very happy for them. And also, you know, and this looks like a younger picture of Camilla, right? This looks like a younger photo. But you know, you have to be a particular type of person that even a French fry breaks before you can put it in your mouth. Now, you know, if a French fry just bends over and breaks before you could eat it, then I won't even fill in the rest. Oh, and lastly, check it out. Martha Stewart at age 81, is on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Martha Stewart, 81 years old, is on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Yes, at 81, she is a swimsuit model, which is a contrast to the Queen Consort that can't get in that water fast enough for me. But Martha Stewart, who is 81, I'm going to be positive but yet petty, is 81 and looks good, living her best life. She's hanging out with Snoop Dogg. She is a self-made woman. She is truly a self-made woman. She hasn't needed to depend on the kindness of strangers as much as some, and the kindness of the royal family like others. But she is hardworking, and I love her. I think she's awesome. And yeah, and so with that, you guys, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Monday to you. Thank you so much to the moderators for keeping this a safe space. And thank you all for your very generous contributions to Royal Sussex. Please, at the top of the chat, there is a link for Duchess Royal. She worked very hard on that last video. As a matter of fact, she's worked hard on all of her videos. And when the squaddies work this hard, we should not overlook their contributions. I think that video is going to go a million miles to help tell the story surrounding this family. And occasionally, we want people new to see some very well polished videos or some stimulating conversations to help build up the community. So I think that's going to help a lot. So thank you all very much. And I will be looking for the last word very soon. I didn't mean to take 2.5 hours. And for those of you all who shared your stories about grief or about your family and friends and such, thank you so much, because it helps keep us all informed, and it encourages us to get in touch with our feelings and emotions. And that is a good thing. That is a very good thing. So thank you all for being vulnerable in this space or for sharing your stories. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And I'm glad you feel this is a forum where you can do that. Okay. Zenobia Woods, thank you for being here. Okay. Oh, all right. That's it. Teresa McDougall say, may everyone have health and strength. Teresa McDougall, that is beautiful. Thank you. That looks like an ending to me, and I really do appreciate it. And so with that, as always, blessings to our queen in California and our queen in heaven for those amazing, amazing kids. Let me see here. I am looking to see if anyone is streaming the awards tomorrow. I see the event from last year on YouTube. Really? Okay, that's encouraging. That is encouraging. If I find anything, I will definitely put it on the community tab. So yeah, I will definitely put it on the community tab. Oh, thank you for saying that, official Lauren Brown. It is masterfully edited. The language, top drawer. Yeah, it's the spoken words, the imagery, everything is incredible. I mean, I immediately was drawn into it. I said, "Oh, this is good." At first, I was going to like make dinner, but then I said, I'm going to wait so I can really take it all in. So I made dinner, and then I sat down and watched, and it did not disappoint. It was everything that I wanted it to be. So yes, again, Duchess Royal, the link is at the top of the chat. Go over there and please show your support, because that is a winning combination if I've ever seen one. Let me see. Oh, yes, she was. She was in the chat yesterday, I think, right? I think she was in the chat yesterday. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm going to cue the Ginger Avenger, and I won't be back after the video this time. But thank you all so much. You all have been incredible, and I really, really appreciate it. I will see you all tomorrow, of course. All right, love you guys, and I will see you